out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling our hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say when you find a donkey, ride it. Who's donkey? Man, come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what just bugged me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand. But I can fix this, I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling our they're selling our country. Ooh, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling our I get everybody sell some every night. Giddy up. Come on. Whoa, donkey. Let's go. Who's the donkey again? They're selling one island. They won't keep what can be left for you and me. It's just an example what our kids to do. You want them have a sense of pride or go selling too. Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling our they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling our they're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling our whole country. Ooh, they're selling our they're selling our country, yes. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling
Why are third world leaders corrupt? I mean, every country in Africa has leadership problems. Every country in the Caribbean has leadership problems. You know why? It's simple. I figured it out. It's very simple. Why are there so many lack of great leaders in your country among black Africans or even Mexican? Asian people. Why is there such lack of leadership in these formerly oppressed countries? Here's why. Because the oppressor did not do what Jesus said. He made sure you never knew what he knew. Now, these are very interesting people, you know. They're interesting. Here's what they do. They say, okay, we ain't going to teach you nothing that we know. So all we're going to teach you is how to grow cane and cotton. Pick cotton, that's all you have to do. Go get water. That's it. You don't need to know anything else, they say. And so for 294 years, you become an expert cotton picker, an excellent cane cutter. But the problem is, he doesn't teach you how to make the cane into sugar. He doesn't teach you how to turn the cotton into cloth. He keeps that to himself. After a while, you become unruly because you multiply. And so you tell him, it's more of us than you. We're going to kill you if you don't let us go. So he does something very simple. Every single situation is the same. He said, okay, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you. Tell you what, you could have the cotton field and you could have the cane because I don't want to fight you. I'm gone. And he leaves. So here you are. You call yourself free now because you got a cotton field and a cane. The problem is he trained you to wear clothes and to drink tea with sugar. You didn't hear what I just said. That's too deep. He conditioned you to wear his clothes and to drink tea with sugar. And he leaves you with a sugarcane field and a lot of cotton. Sharp guy. They're smart. After a few years, you begin to realize, I can't wear cotton and I can't put cane in tea. So he comes back and he says, what's your problem? You say, look, I can't turn cotton into cloth. He said, okay, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy the cotton from you at my price because you can't use it. So you can't set the price because you can't use it. I'll tell you how much I'm going to buy it from you for. I'll buy the cane, you cut it at my price. So they take it away and they turn it into cloth and sugar. Then they come back to you and they sell you the sugar at their price and the cloth at their price. And here you are now, instead of being directly oppressed, you are economically oppressed. They didn't train you to be producers. And now you thought you were free. So the kind of seminars I have is the seminars to help you learn how to make sugar. The kind of work I do is to teach you how to turn cotton into cloth. So that you become free to get your farms back and know how to convert cotton into cloth. And instead of just being consumers, you become producers. This is leadership. So what they do is they don't teach you how to lead. They don't teach you how to operate anything. And then when they leave you, they say, take charge. So here's the African guy in Ghana, the British is gone, and they never teach him how to be a leader like them, and he got power, he got all this country, he got this, but he ain't got no training. And so we have a slave wearing a crown. Woe to the land when a slave becomes king. Words of Solomon. Now what I think is unfair is that they come back later and say, see, you can't rule. I told you, you ain't born to rule. Look how you messed up your country. Corruption, abuse, you know, and this. And what they don't know is that they are the blame. They never trained me. You don't understand what I'm talking about. How can you set me up to fail and then tell me I failed? Oh, come on, clap. You get what I'm talking about. We got to get this right. You don't prepare me for failure and then say, I failed. I blame you for my failure because you never trained me to be a leader. It is enough for the teacher to make the student just like him. I guess you could say, my conclusion is, and I say this to all the governments I work with, the failure of third world countries is evidence of the failure of the colonial powers. They must take the blame. And that's why I am traveling every week to a third world country, sitting with parliaments and congresses and heads of state, and I lock them up for 3 days. Why? I got to correct what those leaders never did. I have to somehow solve 200 years of history.
400, like we live in a country where you know immigration, you know police, you know nobody. So the next thing again, if the government grants you a piece of ground land to do a business or to do farming, the government will grant you the land now. Now what you do with the land, you go to John, Peter, Paul, and you lease the land for $2,000 a year, and you give to receive, saying that you leased them that land. And the authorities know exactly what's going on, who leased the land, and when you come to the Haitians will say, see my lease, I get it from John Doe. So why John Doe just walking around in Abaco like nothing happened? and you ain't doing nothing with the situation. If the government that you're trying to Florida to supply land, and I go ahead and restart, and we all ought to be down right away. The problem is we living in no law in this country, when you know law. I don't agree with the shanty town. And both of my parents are Haitians, deceased. I got 8 brothers, everybody live in the United States. I live in the Bahamas. I want to be in the Bahamas. I was telling my people, listen, Creole, because we have a Creole group. I say, listen to me, boy. Take your plywood out, take your fridge out, take your mattress out, try sell them. Them days of the mud and the peas, them days gone. You know what I said? But we allow it to get back the same way. In about the BBL, we allow it. You turn the blind eye. So it feels like to me, somebody getting free, bro. Yep. Somebody getting paid and turning it back. Let the authorities go there, and the authorities are going to phone call. They'll say, you see that there? Leave that. So you support the program. So for example, we have a problem with housing in Abaco. You can't find no apartment. If the government will build a complex and a 1 bedroom and rent it to people will rent it just like this. And the government will make the money. But see, we allow this situation to happen. Very much so. And we turn the blind eye. We allow BPL to get like that. We allow down the farm to get like that. Then when it get to 400 or 500, then what they call them now? The national people, international people, the UN then. Then they can say, okay, look at what the BP's doing, look at what the government doing. Putting tractors, then they can call it inhumane, then they can say this and that. But whilst we turn our back, and we allow these things to happen. You know, because it's a lot of Bahamians of Haitian descent buy property. Bahamians don't have no problem with you. If you rent an apartment, if you buy property, you do your little business, you go through the right procedures. I always tell my people that they don't have no problem with you. But you can't come to the people in the country and expect to just go and then. So, if they can go and build like that, you telling the Bahamians they can do the same thing. And they see don't show. You putting on the houses, the 28. When the 28 come, nothing. The people are taking you for a joke. You come in here by the 200 in your uniform, in your big gun, and everything. Listen, if the government say the 28, buddy, 25th, 26th, start packing your stuff and find some place to go. But listen to me, if you all make this a little joke thing, they laughing at you all day. Why you sleeping? Things getting up. Because they're taking you all for a joke. And I ain't down with that. I ain't down with that. Because listen to me, I pay rent. Everybody's paying rent. It's making Abaco look bad. If a fire happens, no tractor will go through there, nothing will go through there. So I tell my people, listen to me, man. You all Bahamians who get money, build apartments. Right now, everybody doing Airbnb. $150 a night. Poor people can't afford that. That's my 5 cents right now.
Build a house under my watch or under my side, but I get a permit. But I'm ready now to charge you, break your house down. I have the legal rights to do it. Look, I said it in my opening. This is not to be inhumane, to be insensitive. We recognize that these are human beings. These are human beings. But at some point, we gotta ask ourselves, are we serious as a people? Do we want to do what is right? Or do we want to pretend like we want to do what is right? Really? The court has ordered not to knock down, break down, not another home. But it has also ordered not to build another home. And just the reconstruction after that war.
Good afternoon, Bahamas, and welcome, welcome, welcome. It is always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending your Sunday with us. Thank you to all the football people who decided to watch us instead of watching the football people, because those football people, they're already straight, man. They getting their stuff together. We need to get our stuff together in this country. Thank you for joining this broadcast. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for sharing the message to all of your friends and family, and making sure, excuse me, the message of a new Bahamas gets out there to all Bahamians. So, hello to all of you from wherever you are broadcasting from. I see some of you on here live with us. Thank you so very much. But we're going to get straight to it today. Uh, we got a lot to talk about today. You see that our topic is crime, carbon, meaning the carbon credits. Because someone sent me a link to an interesting live that happened this weekend, where some environmentalist was talking some nonsense, basically saying that we can't benefit from our natural resources. And I saw it as a comedy show, and I was laughing all the way through it. And so I'm going to touch on a couple of things that he mentioned in there, because it was comical. His name is Francois. So Francois doesn't want Bahamians to benefit from our natural resources. So I'm going to respond to Francois today at the end of this. But we got to talk a little bit about the crime, about the carbon credits, and about this list of names that you saw me send out prior to this. That's Brave Davis people, and so we're gonna I'm going to tell you what that list is and what that is about. But just so you know, that's brave people. All right. But I'll get to that in a second. And for some of you, we don't even be shocked by nothing by this government anymore. But it should be an awakening, and it should be another eye opener. Before we get to that, I really wanted to touch on the crime situation and what's happening with crime in this country. Just want to make sure that our audio settings are good. Okay, our audio settings are good. Thank you so much. Crime has reached become an international embarrassment again, and it seems that every time we come under this PLP government, this exact thing happens. When the election happened, before election, I told you what would happen if the PLP won. All of these things I told you. I said there would be corruption. There would be MPs who feel like they were untouchable. They would ignore the corruption. I told you that there would be an immigration crisis. I told you that there would be serious crimes, murders. You're going to be shocked with the murders. All of these things I said and more. And everything that I've said is coming to pass. You're seeing it come to pass. And no one has been able to challenge it. And you've been able to see it. And there's more to come. But these murders and this crime situation in this country, this crime epidemic, you should not be shocked. You should not be shocked. But before I get into all that, I just got some special announcements to some special people that I want to give a note to. I just want to say a special happy birthday to Miss Hannah from the Elizabeth constituency. A very special happy birthday to you, Miss Hannah. May God continue to bless you 1,050 fold. I also want to say a special 17th anniversary to Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler, as S. Wheeler from Abaco and her husband. I want to say a special anniversary, boys, together for 17 years. Marriage ain't easy, but y'all have made it, and y'all continue to make it. So God bless all of you, and continue to hold strong and hold firm. You will continue to make it and be a role model to all Bahamians. I also wanted to say my condolences to Sharinda Ferguson. We also know her as Brunel. We also know her as Brenna. Yeah, she got a million names. We want to say condolences to you on the loss of your father, Mr. Williams. We just want to say condolences to you on the loss of your father, Anthony Williams, who was like a father to you. So God bless you. The funeral was yesterday. He was a junkanua, and he's lost to the whole Bahamas. And we just want to say God bless you. And We love you. I also want to make a special announcement before we get started. Ladies and gentlemen, um, the youth arm of the Coalition of Independence is getting geared up to get on fire and to get moving. And so they're having a special event. They're calling youths to come out and be a part of this. I'm going to share the flyer on my live and share it in the WhatsApp so you can share it around. If you have young people, if you're a part of this organization, you have young people, send them out. It's going to be at the hotel, Ocean West Hotel, out west by Sappadilla. It's going to be a nice event for our young people where they can come and express themselves and discuss what's really going on in this country. And so join us. There's also going to be simultaneously, it's going to be in Freeport, Grand Bahama at the Nayos Plaza on the side of Slick Cafe. So it'll be simultaneously in Freeport, Grand Bahama at the Nayos Plaza and simultaneously at Ocean West Boutique Hotel. That's right after Sappadilla if you're heading west. In the Bahamas. So refreshments will be served. And there's also a Google Join Meet that you can see on the screen there. And if one of the organizers is here, they can put the link for the Google Meet in there. But it's time for our young people to take over this country. Maybe it has to be like Moses in the days of Moses, where the older people were still stuck on Egypt. The older people were still stuck on slavery and being slaves and working for Pharaoh. And it took persons who were born in the desert like Joshua and Caleb to say, hey, we ain't going back to Egypt. We don't know Egypt, to move forward. And so maybe it's time for our young people to move forward. And so that's what we're going to encourage. I just want to say that any future leader of this country should not be a person who was born in Egypt. In other words, born in England. If you were born in England, you should not be leading this country moving forward. You should contribute to this country, as all people should, but we feel that only persons born after independence should be looking to take this country into the new Bahamas. We need a new generations of people born after 1973. So if you were born after 1973, we think that you should coach the young people, the young, energetic people with the new ideas, give them the wisdom, give them your wisdom and help them to move forward into the new Bahamas. It's time for something new and it's time for something different. The evolution has begun. The evolution has begun. The evolution of Bahamian people. So I think that's all of our announcements. So I just wanted to again thank all of you for your continued support. We appreciate you and we love you. All right. So let's just keep this going. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I get to the crime stuff, as you saw the clip there as we started this, the clip they played was from Abaco town meeting that took place on Thursday. I think there was another one on Friday. So, of course, you know what the government did. The government followed the COI into Abaco. They're following us all around. Of course, they're spying on me, tapping my phones and following me everywhere I go, trying to find something on me. They've been trying for 20 years, but it ain't nothing happened yet. That's why they're trying to hold on to one civil case somewhere. But the government has been following the COI everywhere we go. So we went to Eleuthera, they followed us there. We went to Harbour Island, they followed us, came after us, locked up some people to make it look good and then let all those people go. We went to Abaco before, last year. They came behind us and did the same thing. We went to Abaco again, I think it was week before last, and they followed us to Abaco last week. And of course, they're going to do the same thing. They went there to have a meeting. Like, what are you meeting about? How much time have you been to Abaco? Don't you know what is going on in Abaco? What are you meeting about? So they went to Abaco to have a meeting and to give some of these immigrants 28 days notice to leave from the houses that is on the Crown Land. Remember, while we were fighting this before, Wayne Monroe was saying, oh, this stuff is not on Crown Land, it's on private land. You see how the stories change? And I was telling everyone, no. They're building on Crown Land. Remember, Wayne Monroe? Remember, he was saying this stuff is on private land. That's when they was trying to make an excuse for why they weren't breaking it down. And I had to go out and prove, you had to go there and show that it was Crown Land and show the evidence of it being Crown Land. And then Wayne Monroe went quiet. The government is constantly lying to you based on their agenda. Do not trust any word that comes out of their mouth. And so anyway, they're going there and they have this story again that they're going to break down homes. So what this really is again is a money making opportunity. Every problem that we have in this country, remember last week's live, they see it, the status quo sees it as an opportunity. So there's a crime crisis, so it's a money making opportunity for the government. So what do? They go in the corners and they tax you to death. They stand on the corners and start issuing tickets. A good way to make, $300 here, $200 there, $100 there. They are taxing you to death. And so they see it as an opportunity. So now with Lincoln being going to Abaco and the COI going to Abaco and exposing that these people are still building and building even bigger and better, this is an opportunity for them to go and make money. So what they're going to do, what they always do, they're going to go there, arrest a couple of people, make some money from them and let them go. This is the opportunity for them to come in, and now their side people are going to go, not the government direct leaders. They're going to go and say, listen, the government come in, come get your papers straight, get your work permit straight. Come, pay me, give me $8,000, give me $5,000, and I'll get your papers straight. Government come in. And so now they use this pressure as an opportunity to make more under the table money. That's all that's going to happen. They're using this as an opportunity. And so don't be fooled by their actions. It's a money-making opportunity. All right? And so they're going to go in there and tax these people to death and make money from them on the side, which is what they have been doing. They have been the cause of this problem, and they continue to be the cause of this problem. So don't be fooled by their tricks. If they wanted to do something about this, they wouldn't have waited 2.5 years to do something about this. If they wanted to go to Abaco, they would not have waited until the COI went to Abaco to do something about this. It is a trick. And that brings us to this list that I showed you. There's a very interesting list of names. Should I pull it up here for you? It's a very interesting list that I got. Give me 1 sec. Let me see if we can get that up on the screen for them. There's a list that some persons, we have patriots in every single ministry in the government, and they have really been keeping the government's foot to the fire and making sure that the government stops their skullduggery or doesn't do their skullduggery. And we have people everywhere watching this government. And I want to thank you for the information that you bring to me every day, all day. I have a lot of people saying, oh, Lincoln, we can't get in touch with you. I am on calls all day, every day with people giving information. People want their situation to be dealt with. I am constantly on calls every day, all day. So if you can't get me for some reason, just keep trying. But know that I am here for the Bahamian people. But I only have 24 hours in the day. And while I would love to talk to everybody, it's just simply not possible. So I saw this list, and I want us to look at this list again. I don't know how good you'll be able to see it. But this is an interesting list. I know some of you have already gone through this. Some people call me and they say, oh, I know that person on the list. I know that person. And someone from the list called me. Hey man, daddy, please don't call my name. Please don't show, because I have work permit. I pay for my work permit. I buy my work permit. Man, give me work permit. But I have work permit in one man name, and I work in Nassau. I say, is one man in Nassau the one you work for? No, one man from Abaco. Give me a work permit in his name. I say, well, then you better go work for that man in Abaco, because these names getting called. All right. And these names are not being called because we're saying anyone did anything wrong, or anyone isn't straight. We need them to investigate. But these people are persons from here. Does anyone know what this is? Let me know. Let me see how smart y'all are. Does anyone know what this is? This building that you're seeing on the screen right now. Does anyone know what this is? Let me see. Let me see how smart my Bahamian people are. This right here, this building right here. Let me see. Let me see. Anyone? Let me see. Who knows what this building is? I know there's a little delay. I know there's a little bit of a delay. But tell me what this building is. All right. Waiting on the comments. Waiting on the comments to move. I don't see can't see the comments on my phone. Okay, let me look back at y'all. Tell me what this building is. Anyone knows? Okay, let me look for your comments. Someone says embassy, work permit office, PM's office, a jail. No. What's this building right here? What's this building? Someone tell me. Haitian embassy? No. No, it's not a Haitian embassy. Not a Haitian embassy. Let me show you the building again. All right, hold on one sec. Oh, where's the building? I think that's it. There it is. That's the building right there. So what building is that? Come on now. It's building in Nassau. What building is that? Someone got to know. Tell me what building that is. Anyone knows? Nobody? Okay, can't see your comments. Let me look at the comments again. Social services, environmental. Okay, law office. No. Ministry of Foreign Affairs. No. That building right there. What building is that? Law firm. Okay, let me help you all. This. Oh, someone got it. Who was that? Thelma. Oh, I could hardly see. Thelma Hudson. I think that's what your name is. I could hardly see it. Thelma Hudson is right. That is the Ministry of Tourism building. All right. That is the Ministry of Tourism building through George Street, right next to, I think it's Christchurch Cathedral, where they have all the Anglican funerals through George Street, the state funerals. That's tourism building. That was recently renovated. Remember? That was recently renovated. And some persons who worked there while it was being renovated were concerned. Someone says Town Hotel. No, I think it's through the same corner as Town Hotel. No, some persons who worked there were very concerned. And so what they did was they got the sign-in sheet. Because the construction company, they said it was given to, that's the Ministry of Tourism, and they said the renovations was given to someone, a Haitian national, someone of Haitian descent. And they were disturbed by that. Now, the fact of the matter is it could have just been a Haitian managing this situation and not a Haitian owner. But in any event, they were answering to a Haitian, all right, who was the boss. And it was just probably maybe a couple Bahamians, maybe one or two. On this list, there's one Bahamian. That's the sign-in sheet. That's how every day when they came to work, they signed in to say that they were at work. So this list that you're seeing right here is the sign-in sheet. And why is it so important that I show you this? I'm showing you this because this is a construction site of the Ministry of Tourism, the #1 ministry in the country. All right. Our country is based on tourism. A very important ministry. This is Chester Cooper. All right. Biggest main responsibility is Brave Davis, but it's Chester Cooper there. So they said that only basically Haitians, maybe 99%, this is what they're saying, were of the workers there were Haitian workers. All right. Many of them just got work permits who were there. Many of them had work permits, but for someone else and not for this company. There's one Bahamian on here, and that's his name is Raming, and you can see it right there. I can't see the number of that person, but you can see it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 10. That's Bahamian. That's the only Bahamian name apparently on there. But you can see a bunch of names on here. And I'm not saying this because I'm against anyone or against Haitians or against anybody. I'm saying this because if you continue to replace Bahamians and our young men cannot get legitimate jobs, when they go and pick up a gun and come and rob you, you caused it. Our Bahamian young men have to eat. They have to work. Their children have to eat. Their children have to go to school and buy books. Bahamians are being forced onto beggar lines where persons can feel like gods because they're giving out $50 coupons. Where politicians can feel like gods, like they're doing something for you, where we are being pushed to the beggar lines. While the foreigners are owning everything, and the foreigners are now getting all the jobs. Someone says Raming isn't spelled right. This is a fake name. R-A-L-O. Very good observation. Yeah, that doesn't even really look like an A. That looks like a R-E-H-M. You are right. Charles Raming. See, my Bahamian people be good. You know, a young man sent out a video, I think it was last year, where he said he understands what Lincoln Bean is saying because he wants to work. And he was replaced by all Haitians on the construction site. And they're saying that young man is lazy. That's the excuse that the status quo wants because they want cheap labor. They want slave labor. And so all these people are allowed in this country to replace our young men. These Haitian contractors are now getting the contracts, and they determine who works in this country. In Abaco, and it's now happening in Nassau. This is a problem. This is a problem. Someone on YouTube, watching on YouTube, says lies. I don't know what they're referring to. So Linda Raming, can you elaborate on what you're saying? She said lies. This is the problem in this country. So this is like Raming is spelled correctly. If that is an A afterwards, after the R, then yeah, but that looks like either a O or an E. It doesn't look like a other person just can't write good. But in any event, I assume there's one Bahamian on this list, and we're not gonna haggle over that. If there's one Bahamian out of all of these other foreign names, that's a problem. This is a major problem. Bahamians are being eliminated. Bahamians are being wiped out. Everything difficult for Bahamians in this country. Some business people were talking to me this week and saying how difficult it is to renew your business license right now. They are taking you to the ropes. They extended the time to April to do it because they made it so difficult. Lies about Bahamians want to work. I think they mean lies about Bahamians don't want to work. Yeah, that's a lie. Bahamians want to work. Yes, I agree with you, Linda Raming. Bahamians want to work. But how can we, if you keep letting other people into the country to get our jobs and our opportunities? All I am is a Bahamian patriot. There's some people who love me and there's some people who hate me. And they hate me because I'm standing up for Bahamians. And they say, I shouldn't do that. They said, you're going to have some people who won't vote for you. Listen, do you really think this is about a vote? This is about my country. This is about my country, the only one I have. Someone says, I work almost every day. That's Jamal Fowler. Yes, there are a lot of people who don't work every day. And every name of someone on that list who came here from another country is a name that should be a Bahamian, and that's a job that a Bahamian could not get. And some people won't like me saying this. But guess what? In Haiti, they say this exact same thing. They don't let foreigners come in and do foolishness. Bill Clinton came into Haiti with $13 billion that was donated to Haiti. And he had problems. They were trying to build houses. They had problems because they couldn't own the land, basically, and then turn it over. It was difficult. It was cumbersome for them to build the house, own the land, and then turn it over to someone because a foreigner can't own land. And then people don't care. This is our law, and you can stick by it. Every country protects itself. Every country loves itself, but they make it seem like it's wrong for Bahamians to love and appreciate who we are. Brave Davis, who are those people? Someone says there's no cheap labor with Haitians. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of Haitians are working for more now, but persons prefer to hire them because what they get out of them is persons who will be loyal and persons they can control. So in the instances where they charge more, and sometimes the Haitians are higher labor, thank you for bringing that up, they have persons they can control. See, they can miss a Haitian pay and get away with it. He ain't going to report the boss man. They could abuse that Haitian, overwork him, and do whatever they want to do and get away with it. They can't do certain things to Bahamians. And then when they want to do certain things to Bahamians, work you to death, work you against the law, and you talk about it, they're going to say, see, Bahamians don't want to work. And there are some Bahamians who don't want to work. There are some Bahamians who are lazy. There's people like that in every country. That's the reputation that Haitians in Haiti have. I went there to do charity work and then to do business, and that's the reputation persons there said that Haitians don't want to work. If you had to hire Haitians, they're lazy. Like nobody, the Haitians in the Bahamas, they hustle. That's the set who went away. They looking to hustle. That's a different crew. But every country has people who are lazy. That's not a Bahamian thing. That's a human thing. But no one should be able to replace my children's opportunities. Bahamians, y'all taught them construction. They came here weeding yard. Y'all taught them construction. Now they're replacing you. They're seen against anyone, you know. I'm speaking up for my Bahamian people. Like there are Bahamians who are speaking up for the Asian people. I'm just speaking up for my Bahamian people. And if you kill me for this, then so be it. I go down with my people. Forget them other people because I down with my people. Anyone don't want to vote for me because I down for my country and my people, then don't vote for me. Don't support me. But I can fight for this country with my last dying breath. They can lock me up many more times. They can put all kind of fake civil cases on me. They can lie on me every day and accuse me of all manner of things because I'm standing up for this country. But it's my country. And I'm not ashamed to be a proud Bahamian. This list is a wake-up call of Brave Davis people. It's a wake-up call to all of you. This is a sign-in sheet. When they go into work on that construction site, when it was renovating, that's the sign-in sheet. Look. This is happening all over the Bahamas. Everywhere you go to Super Value, listen. You go to jobs all over this country, listen. It means your children ain't ready for this fight, you know. That's why I'm fighting. That's why I'm taking the blows. That's why I'm letting them lie on me and dog me every single day. That's why I'm letting them attack me. Trying to block businesses I'm trying to do. Trying to block everything I'm trying to do. And it's only because I am standing up. Not many have the courage, and many are going to sell out. But I'm going to continue to stand. Some people say, Lincoln, you're too rough. I know, like Pinland. Pinland was too rough. You know, Mallow Butler was too rough. Yeah, Martin Luther King was too rough going to the church. Yeah, Nelson Mandela was too rough. Jesus was too rough. Yeah, he'd break up the temple and throw them out. But change never comes unless you fight for it. All I'm doing is fighting for my people. That list right there hurt me. Not because I'm against Haitians. Listen, foreigners are going to have to come here to work for us. But they need to come and work for us, not us working for them. Not them now being in a position to be hiring Bahamians. Not them with the apartments and the triplex and saying they're renting the Bahamians. Bahamians, wake up, please, for God's sake, before it's too late. Pitlin sold out to Edison Key. That's how the modern Pigeon P got there. So when Loftus Roker tried to start locking the people up, Pitlin say, stop. Loftus Roker's like, what? What you mean stop? Pitlin didn't explain nothing because that money was done paid. They wanted to bring them in to work the farm and work other stuff. And the foreigners come here and they don't really see a difference. They don't know the difference. They don't care. They just prefer to hire the Haitians. And so in Harbor Island and on some of the keys, these other places, fasting and saying, listen, all y'all is the same. All y'all is black people. What do you mean I hiring Haitian? Haitian come to me, I hiring him. They don't see a difference. That's where some of the problem comes in. I'm just here to stand up and fight for what is ours. Again, many of you won't appreciate that, and I will be misunderstood. I couldn't care less. I was a police officer. I grew up in Pinewood, and I saw that when people lost opportunities and hope, they resorted to crime. When they lose opportunities and hope, they resort to crime. And so if you are complaining about the crime, but you're letting our number one crime, which is illegal immigration, happen, there are more legal landings happening in this country than there are murders. Coming on those boats are guns for the Haitian gangs, drugs for the Haitian gangs. So what are they doing? They're building up their money and their power on the streets. What do you think is going to happen soon? Man, y'all don't let brave them swing us, please. They're making money from the crimes. But that takes us to talk about crime. And we come back to that when I open the phone lines. Before I come off of that, it ain't just about the Haitians. Foreigners are taking over all over this country. Again, I'm not anti-foreign, but I want a chance to promote our people to be more and to do more and to be better and to give opportunities to our people to be owners. And I'm not talking about just a petty shop of industries. Foreigners, Indians, and other persons own the stores on Bay Street. It used to be white Bahamians owning that. Even white Bahamians are being displaced on some of our islands. Starting to not matter who you are. Once you're Bahamian, you're in trouble in this country. This is another disturbing sight I saw recently. This right here. Not the people in the picture, all beautiful black Bahamian women. Love y'all. Y'all are why I fight. This ain't about y'all, this ain't against y'all. This is for y'all. Do you see what's on their shirts? They working for the foreigner, the Indian. And they're made to wear this shirt to work. My parents my parents said I could be anything, so I became an asshole. Nassau, Bahamas. So foreigner has you to put that on to work as a Bahamian. Don't you see how we're being degraded every single day? Someone brought to my attention that during the Independence period celebrations, they were flying the flag of the Bahamas downtown, and they were flying it upside down. Do you know that that is a disgrace? You don't fly your flag. They were flying it with the flag hanging down the whole Bay Street by Russell Square, heading towards Russell Square. They were flying the flag down. So not sideways the way it's supposed to be flown, down. Disgraceful. What is happening to us, Bahamas? We are losing everything. We got to make this Bahamas great. That's not a Trump statement. That's a reality. We got to make Bahamians great. That's the only way to make Bahamas great, is to make Bahamians great. They have the saying, man, let me be great, man. Man, let Bahamians be great, man. That's all I say to the politicians. Let Bahamians be great, man. It's time for us to stand up together and stand together, man, and stop getting tricked by politics. People saying, oh, don't listen to Lincoln. He's selling dreams. He's talking about this $100,000 thing. Okay, cancel out the $100,000 thing. We are saying that Bahamians will benefit from this economy. Bahamians will be put first in this economy. We will have island states, which means the money made on the island stays on the island. And we'll have city government to where you, your people, will be able to manage the money for your community. So you don't need a politician to say you're getting a speed bump. You don't need a politician to say that school in that community getting fixed. You don't need a politician to fix the pothole. If the pothole ain't fixed, it's because you didn't fix it. Because your city council is responsible and your mayor is responsible. Now we have accountability, and a mayor you can fire if he don't get it right. And on top of that, the icing on the cake. See, that's the substance. We can deliver 1 acre of crown land to everybody. We're going to do that. The icing on the cake is that you will benefit in direct deposit cash from, I mean, I'll get to this when I start responding to Francois, the environmentalist who say we can't get $100,000. The $100,000 is not from the carbon credits alone. It's not from any one area. They're trying to calculate and do math in one area to see. We have many different areas that we can get income. Our carbon credits is one. The government has already started with that. $11.37 billion has already been allocated to the Bahamas. I've shown you proof and evidence. When I talk, I bring proof. We're going to benefit from our natural resources, many of them, including salt, sand, aragonite, limestone, etc. Any one of them, we can make billions of dollars from. We can do some maths today. I know we run out of time, but we can do some maths. We're going to benefit from the treasure that's in our waters that I told you about, and they went quiet. They didn't even answer until you started seeing it in the news. $13 billion worth of ships. I told you, showed you, and every time I talk, I bring evidence. But people who want to talk against what I'm saying, they don't never bring no evidence. They just say it. And someone say, yeah, see what he said? Yeah, so there are people out there deceiving you with evidence. But this person just talking up the top of their head and you listening to them. We'll get to that though. All right. So, let's touch on crime, and then we'll come back to that. All right. We're going to talk about our natural resources and can we really benefit, and what's happening with our carbon credits. We'll circle back to that, but I just wanted to touch on that. All right. So, I put out a post That's the reality. All right. And like I say, when I talk, I like to show evidence of what I say. I think that's why I'm credible and people believe me when I say stuff, because I don't just talk off the top of my head. I put out a post that shows the dire situation, because sometimes you don't see the scale of something until you see it against something else. You see a picture of a rock, you don't know how big it is until a person is standing next to you. You say, "Oh, that rock is tall as a person." Or, "Oh, that rock is just small. I only catch him with his knee." You don't really see the perspective unless you have something to compare it to. And so I put out a post that showed you that Miami only had 6 murders so far for the year. All right, that's from January 1st to January 21. Sorry, not six. One. Last year January, the full January, it was 6. This year January, I misspoke. Sorry, this year January, they had 1 murder in a big city with over 2.6 million people. 1 murder in a big city. A huge city, Miami-Dade County, not Miami the city, Miami-Dade, the whole county, right? Not just this Miami City, Miami-Dade County. That's everywhere in that area. 1 murder. You see, while our politicians patting themselves on the back, because they know Bahamians ain't paying attention to what's going on around the world to see that our country is failing. 1 murder. I showed you that the you see, and there it is on the screen. They're showing their murders for the year, and they are down significantly, 83% from last year, because they had 6. It's Miami. All right, it's Miami. There it is, Miami-Dade Police, and of course they constantly give their crime report. They don't even wait for the whole month. See, yeah, this from January 1st to January 21st. They issue this to the public. You go online, you Google it, every single crime that happens. But in our country, no boy, they trying to wait till the end of the year, then they can just give you a general summary and tell you some stuff. Oh, this went down, that went down. And this is not just murder. This is all killings. So this includes manslaughter by negligence, and all of any killings. All right? 1. Here they focus on murder. But they don't tell you how much people were shot. And so we stop counting. We don't pay attention that 3 fellas got shot, 1 died. But at that 3 could have died. It's just that 2 lived. The bullet didn't hit them in the right place. Or the staff at PMH or Doctor's Hospital saved them. They got there in time. So they started to say, oh, see, murder was this, now is that. No. But how much people got shot? How much people got stabbed? How much people got run over by a car? Other people will show you the stats, but not here in the Bahamas. They don't want to solve crime, so they keep it the way it is. They're not giving you information, because remember, ignorance is power, not knowledge. Ignorance. I continue to tell you this. Ignorance is power. They are empowered by ignorance. All right. I said this to you before, I'll say it again. You buy a Coke soda because you can't make a Coke soda. That inspires you to buy a Coke soda. You understand? So your ignorance caused you have to buy it. You saw the thing with Dr. Miles in the beginning of this. Some of you just tuned in, but the video I played with Dr. Miles, they taught us how to plant cotton. They taught us how to farm cotton. They taught us how to farm sugarcane, but they didn't teach us how to make sugar. Oh, in the New Bahamas, is all about the processing of the natural resources. You think it's just about going out there and getting the sand and selling sand? No, buddy. We are going to process that sand. We're going to bring companies microchips. There's a real vision afoot. We are going to make glass in the Bahamas. We got the sand. Why aren't we number one for glass? Why aren't we number one for supplying silica for microchips? Why don't we get one of the Taiwan microchip companies to come here? To come here and make their microchips. Because if it's made here, they can ship to America duty free. If it's made in Taiwan, they pay duty when it reaches America. If it's made in China, they pay duty when it reaches America. They can make it here in Grand Bahama duty free. They'll have to take our ideas. Please take this one also. And they can get their stuff on a ship in one day instead of waiting 6 to 8 weeks for it to come from China. We got the sand. We got the raw material. We got the limestone. We could be making blocks. We could be making concrete. We could be doing so many things. We got the salt. This isn't just about natural resources. And if you watch our vision before the election, everything we presented, the income we said that we would make, none of it focused on the natural resources. We focus on the vision of creating solar plants and selling solar, having free electricity for us and selling solar to our neighbors. We showed you the plans. We showed you how where we're going to run the lines to feed Cuba in 2 places, to feed Haiti, which is just 70 miles to the south, to feed Turks and Caicos with our massive solar plants. This vision is not just about carbon credits and natural resources. Dubai didn't make it off oil. They made it off vision. They built the tourism industry and let their people own it. We're going to own cruise ships and let our people own it. So don't listen to these people telling you, oh, we just trying to sell dreams. We can't make this from carbon credits. We can't make that from there. They have the gravy. They're the foundation that we're going to use as the collateral with other things. When Dubai found oil, it was only a small amount. They used it as collateral and they got loans and they went into other industries. Only 1% of their GDP is oil. Oh, come on. Let's go back to crime, man. Let's go back to crime. Because we keep letting these politicians. We'll come back to that. So I want to show you something interesting too. All right. And since the PLP send their trolls to see, because right now they're trying to find persons so they can make who they feel they're credible to take the message of the carbon credits and the natural resources. So you'd listen to them and stop listening to me because I'm a political threat. And so they're trying to find other voices so you could listen to them, but those voices will be under their control. They're trying to find a puppet so they can be the puppet master because they can't control Lincoln Bean and the COI. And so they're going to try to bring all kinds of people and say, see, Lincoln rough, Maria is rough, and this one is rough, and that one is rough. Don't listen to them, man. We need people who could represent, and they could sit down and they can be eloquent and they can do as we tell them. Y'all better wake up. That's all I can say. You can see them bring some puppets coming up very shortly. And then they're going to say, Lincoln, why you don't work with this one? Why you don't work with that one? I will work with anyone who's willing to change this country, but I'm not going to work for the puppet of anyone. I'm not going to work with the puppet of anyone. It's serious business. And the same way the UBP gave that check, blank check, to Randall Fox, see, that was just for majority rule. The majority still rules. But what we are proposing is going to cause, the minority still rules. I said it wrong just now. But what we're going to do is going to cause the majority to actually rule. They did. All they did was let us go in the driver's seat. That's all they did. They went in the back seat, but they still own the vehicle. They still controlling where the vehicle goes. They use their money to determine who wins elections because they're going to be able to come around and say, oh, this one ain't got no money, that one ain't got no money. We're the ones who've been thieving the money for all these years, so come work with us. Be smart because we could thief the people's money. Come get contract. Don't worry about what's right for the country. Don't mind them. They ain't gonna win. Go with us because we can win. Don't mind we thieving. We can win. Back to crime. I want to show you something. We have them conversation in a minute. Just hang with me today. We have the conversation in a minute. Back to the crime. I want you to see something. All right? I want you to see something. Oh, Lord. I want you to see the crime numbers, typically under the PLP. That's the ones who are in power. That and the fact that I knew the deals that was being cut, I can tell you where crime is going to go in this country. This international statistics. This is international, all right? Statistics. See that? This is the murder rate in the Bahamas from 2012 to 2022. Watch this. This is the numbers. We make it big so you can see this good. 2012 to 2022, as far back as they go. So 12 is when the PLP won. Look how murders escalated. You see that? See how it always goes up under the PLP? I wonder why. All right. They had a little dip here in 16, and then 2017 is when they lost. It was at 22 that year. And then crime started to trend down. All right. Now, a part of that is COVID. So the lowest was during COVID. Even during the lockdowns, they still had 73 murders. They still couldn't stop these fellas from murdering during the lockdowns. All right, in 19 and 20. And we still had curfews up to 2021. And you can see the PLP won in 2021. And what happened? Murder started going up again. Look, up, up, up. So the first set, yeah, that's PLP. And then it starts going down. And the PLP lose, and it starts going up again. And one of the reasons is because when the PLP is in power, and I'm just going to be real, the PLP is a part of the crime problem. See, this is a record-breaking one. And this was right after they had all them posters out there saying how much murders and this and that. Yeah, that's right after that. It got worse. Yeah, record. The PLP goes, how can you fight crime? I want you all to see me when I say this. How can you fight crime? How? If when you come into the community to campaign, you find the criminal, the bad boy, the boss, you give him money to empower him, and you let him use that money to influence the streets. Put that money on the street. Put that money on the street. Influence the young men, influence the street people. That's a part of their strategy. So how then do they come back afterwards and lock up that man that they got with their money bag on the street? Or even after election, that man that did all that work for them and know their dirty work, don't know their dirt. How do they then lock up that man or his people? As a police officer, sometimes you will see you lock up someone and they get right out. You be like, hold on, this dude made a call. And he's out? Huh? Police officers know. They have an untouchable thing. Crime. They have they work with them. They work for them. They partner with them. They can't stop crime. And this is the problem in this country. So I heard some people talking about, America can't talk and this and that. Crime has gone down in every single, almost all, I think all except 3. Every single American city, basically, except Washington, it went up. The Houston or Austin, one of them, it went up. Texas. But in every single American city, crime went down. Can you imagine Miami with millions of people having one murder and the Bahamas having 19? How could it be? In what world is that acceptable? Look at this article. Look at this article. In fact, I think I'm going to play it for you. Okay, close up. All right, look at this article. Homicides dropped by over 10% in America's biggest cities. All right? Look at this other article. And they can actually show the strategies that they use. And the strategies make sense the minute you hear them. You're like, yep, that would do it. What they did is the difference. See here, this whole article here. It is historic. U.S. poised to see record drop in yearly homicides despite public concern over crime. So let me play. So while they were playing, I'm going to show you what they played about us. I'm going to show you what they had to say about the Bahamas, and then I'm going to show you what's playing in America. So I heard some voices so they're saying, "Oh, America can't talk; they must stay out of our business." And criticism is how we're going to get better. It's how we're going to get better, not worse. See if I have that lined up for you. Traffic. Okay, I'll play the U.S. story. You all saw the story that was going around where they were talking about the Bahamas on NBC. There was also other news stations around the world, even in India and other places. They played that same story about the crime situation in the Bahamas. So that went all around the world in different news stations. But while they were playing that about the Bahamas, this is what was really going on in America. Watch this.
New indications tonight that the tide of violent crime may finally have turned in some cities. CNN has compiled numbers from police departments of major American cities. And in the 5 biggest cities in the U.S., New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Houston, and Phoenix, homicide rates were way down in 2023 from the previous year, a drop of more than 10% in all those cities.
Folks who've been in and around law enforcement for decades like I have, I don't think we've ever thought we'd see decreases like this.
New York City's homicides dropped last year after 4 consecutive years of homicide increases in the city.
What these numbers tells us is that we are turning the corner of crime in the city.
It speaks to the way they're thinking about law enforcement, they're thinking about interacting with the public, the way that they're approaching solving crimes.
Other possible factors in the overall decline, the criminal justice system being more functional now after much of it was shut down during the COVID-19 pandemic. And experts say police departments have started using effective strategies like focused deterrence.
There's always a small number of people in a small number of locations in these cities that drive these horrendous numbers. You can go in and use this targeted enforcement process to take out the major actors.
I wanted you to hear him say that because that is the strategy that I told the Bahamas government that they should use. Instead of focusing on Bahamians, focusing on the general public, by putting some roadblocks on the street, you should focus on the criminals. Did you hear what he just said? Targeted focus. He said in every city, there's a few people in a couple places that is the epicenter of crime. You focus on the bad guys and you shut them down and you will be able to solve murder. What they did in America was they focused on the gun traffickers, they focused on the criminals, and they got crime to come down. It was a focus. But here, the Prime Minister says, what we're going to do is we're going to put police officers on the streets and focus on you. Since you're messing with brave other people, the criminals, we're going to focus on you and we're going to harass you. But what did America say they did? What did England do? What did other places do? Brazil, they just solved their crime problems, a lot of it, especially the gun problem. They focus on the criminals. When New York wanted to stop crime in New York, what did they do? Rudy Giuliani, etc. They focus on the mafia. They would set up shop. They would rent a building next door to be able to spy on them. They would bug their homes. They would bug their stores. They would bug their vehicles, listen to everything they were doing, and catch them on the way to doing the crime. Target the criminals, brave, and leave Bahamians alone. Law-abiding Bahamians. You all know who the criminals are. You were their lawyers. You all know who the criminals are. They campaign for y'all. Sit y'all boys down and tell them, listen, stop, because we got to come after y'all, because Lincoln and tell the Bahamian people that we know y'all, and so we got to do something. The same strategy. If you want to stop crime, you focus on the criminals. You focus on their money. They got houses, safe houses, where they're hiding some of their money because they can't put it in the bank. You find their safe houses. You track it down. You follow them. You hear their conversations. They got to tell someone, go pick up some money. One of their henchmen got to go pick up the money. You follow them. Take the police off the street, focusing on regular Bahamians giving us ticket, and take that manpower, train them, and send them to track down the criminals, where the stash is, where the money is, and you will end crime. If any of them fellas can't pay back Colombia, there's a problem. If any of those people start to be hot and the police is on top of them, they can't do business no more. No one's going to want to do business with them. They don't want to solve crime in this country. We come in week 1, we'll have crime solved. What did El Salvador do? El Salvador came and locked up everybody. Everyone who was in a gang, because you know who they are. Everyone who in the gang lock up. Y'all lock up. You in the gang? 10 years. All them off the street. Every gang member in El Salvador is in jail. There's no gang members outside of jail. Crime is gone to nothing. This government wants crime. That's how they make money. When you put a criminal lawyer, oh, y'all didn't know Brave is a criminal lawyer? Well, let me show you another very interesting video that will give us some history on this. A very interesting video. All right, let's watch this.
To death early on the morning of January 6, 2000. His death, the conclusion of 5 months of legal wrangling after the death warrant was issued. He was convicted of the 1994 double murder of German couple Horst and Trude Hennings. Prosecutors and police say Mitchell, 20 years old at the time, broke into the couple's Treasure Key Abaco home and stabbed them to death as they slept. Police believed it was a robbery gone bad and claimed to have found him washing blood from his pants.
I'm sorry, the video is frozen. I wanted to show you in this murder cases, you saw Brave Davis as the attorney. And of course, he lost and his clients were hung. because he, loses these cases. That's what he did well. So in the Mitchell case, Brave Davis was a lawyer and he lost and his client was hung. So I just wanted you to see that. They know who these criminals are. They know who they are. Yet they want crime to continue. Both sides of the aisle know who these criminals are. They want crime to continue. They want anarchy. That's what they want. This is another guy, and I'm not playing this to bring back up history. I want you to see that these fellas associated know who the criminals are. So if maybe people were to go crazy and think that the solution is going to Michael Pintard, just know that you're going to someone who also associates with the criminals, knows the criminals, and has been working with them. And so crime is going to continue along with illegal immigration because he was paid by Calendar and Co. Fred Smith really controlled him and funded everything. So everything you saw Michael Pintard doing in Grand Bahama, it was a long-term strategy of Fred Smith to have his guy as prime minister. And so he's going to push Michael Pintard, funnel money to him, make sure he can do stuff in his community so that he has the prime minister seat, and then he will be able to control him, and then he can get what he wants for the Haitians and whoever else he wants. He can have that control. Let's see if this other one will play.
My resignation is not an admission of any guilt or any wrongdoing.
Free National Movement Chairman Senator Michael Pintard resigned his post as party chairman today and has sent a letter to the Senate advising the same. Welcome to the start of another week of news, and good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley. Topping the news tonight, these developments come as investigations are underway into an alleged scheme by a major environmental organization in which some shocking allegations have been made.
We can tell you from our Clint Watson that Pintard says his resignation is no admission of guilt, and he explains why he took the steps that he took. Clint is joining us live in studio. Good evening, Clint.
Good evening, Altaviz, and good evening, Keisha. We can tell you tonight that having resigned from the Free National Movement as chairman and the Senate as an opposition senator, Michael Pintard sought to set the record straight on an ongoing saga that had his name at the center.
No time did me in my capacity as a professional working with Calendars and Co., or as chairman of the Free National Movement, engage in any unethical or illegal activities in order to fabricate or get anyone else to fabricate information about Mr. Nygaard, about any member of the government or any citizen for that matter.
Now, Pintard says he was retained by Calendars during the time of the alleged incident and was a strong supporter of Save the Bay's environmental group. He says the meeting in which there are tape recordings of him was organized through a colleague of his who was contacted by certain individuals who wanted to reveal the players behind the alleged hate rally and defamatory material being posted at the time online.
I was invited to such a meeting, and during the course of getting the facts, the evidence related to those things, they went further to indicate past acts that they had carried out and future acts that they claimed to have been contracted to carry out. And I sought to then introduce to colleagues and friends the evidence that they had provided, and to set up additional meetings so that they can speak directly to investigators.
Just to interject there, he said the criminals talked to him about stuff they did in the past and what they was going to do. And he didn't call the police. He said he talked to his friends and I guess whoever, I guess Fred Smith them or whoever. But the fellas told him about the crimes. He meeting with the criminals, in secret, meeting with them, tell them about the crime. And they saying what is to be done, what's to do. And he didn't see the need to call the police. What's the rest?
Now, as to why he didn't go directly to the police after learning of the serious plots and knowing about alleged death threats, well,
I did not then and do not see now that it is my obligation to immediately leave such a meeting and go and report it to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. My obligation and the reasonable and sensible thing to do is to tell the friends and clients, here is what is being claimed, so that they can determine, one, do they want to go immediately and report it to the police? Two, do they want to take security measures in the event that word gets back to the culprits, those that came with the message, or anyone else, so that they can make any security preparations that they need? And thirdly, and most importantly, persons ought to further investigate to determine whether or not such claims are credible.
The look on Glenn's faces now is priceless, but I won't even play the rest of it. I'll share it in my WhatsApp channel. People's lives are threatened. He didn't see the need to talk to the police after meeting with these criminals. In other words, I wasn't setting up a plot. They come and tell me what they was going to do, and I didn't see the need to talk to the police. I just said I was going to tell the people so that they could take security measures if they felt it was credible. You're a senator. You're chairman of the Free National Movement. That's the kind of trouble that we are in with the leadership of this country at this time. So that man who is now trying to lecture the government on crime was in the middle of a crime, was given evidence of a crime, is all in the middle of it. He said he wasn't plotting it. That's what they was going to do anyway. Basically, that's what I get from what I heard him say. And you're saying you didn't see the need to talk to the police. You don't think you had an obligation to talk to the police, but you want people to communicate with the police if they see a crime. So if we see a crime happening, the fellow who, let's say God curses this country and Pintard becomes prime minister, you're saying that you're going to tell the Bahamian people, if you see someone get shot in the head in front of you, or someone is walking with a gun and walking towards someone, or you see someone jumping into someone's, with a mask on, jumping into someone's window, don't call the police. You don't see an obligation for a Bahamian that if they see something, they should say something. And F&M, the Free National Movement, put that fella as a leader. And they're pushing him for y'all to vote for him so that they can continue with the contracts and benefiting from what's going on in this country. I'm going to open the phone lines now. It's an hour and a half, and then I'm going to continue talking about the natural resources part of it. Listen, they have no solution to crime. I wish I had more time for these lives so I could put them out there to you. All right? I wanted to show you those articles because they show the strategic crime fighting plan where they targeted the individuals who were the criminals. They didn't. Have you ever driven in Miami or the United States and seen a police roadblock, the police randomly standing in the middle of the road, pulling over cars and putting the flash in and looking at you? Have you ever seen that driving in the United States or driving in Canada or driving in England? They just go on the roundabout, go on the stoplight, flag you down, stopping you, just randomly. It's different if there's a prisoner escape and they're trying to find this prisoner who's escaped or something. That's something specific that they're targeting. But just to say that's a crime fighting strategy, this is not a crime fighting strategy. That's nonsense. Nonsense. When they wanted to clean up on New York, they focused on the mafia. Las Vegas, same thing. Las Vegas was a crime hub. They focused on the criminals and cleaned up Las Vegas. Brave Davis has this nonsense about no bail. All right, he's saying that he's not going to provide bail to persons who are already on serious, out there on serious offenses, and I don't know how to say he worded it. If you're charged with a serious offense, you're on bail and you commit another serious offense, you're not going to get bail anymore. That's not going to hold up in the courts. Let me tell you what would hold up in the courts, because that's utter nonsense. And they could pass in the law if they want to. Remember, Ingram passed a law on guns and the courts overturned it, and he had to repeal the law where he said there's a mandatory sentence of this amount. And the court said, you can't tell the judge what to do. Either you tell them this the sentence, but you can't tell them they could get this to that. But the minimum is that. So it was a big issue. It's not going to hold up if someone challenges it. All right. What would hold up? Brave Davis. Let me tell you how to finish the Privy Council. One, you could just pass a law defining the worst of the worst. Or you can have a referendum of the Bahamian people, and you can actually codify into the Constitution that if you kill, there's a mandatory death sentence if you are convicted of murder. The Privy Council, if it's in the Constitution, will not be able to override it. The Constitution allows for a law to be put in place, but if you go and codify in the Constitution that if you are convicted of murder, you get a mandatory death sentence, that's it. It's now in the Constitution. But guess what? They will have referendum for gay rights and all kind of other nonsense, but they will have they don't want to have referendum for something like that. They don't want that. No, because they want crime. They benefit from it. I'm telling you now, when we come in power, we are going to have a referendum that's going to take us to a republic. Now, we don't need it because remember, in 1973, did you notice they went independent without a referendum? Hold on, wait. You got a new constitution, a new country. You changed everything, and you didn't have a referendum to ask if that's what we want to do. No one even noticed that to this day. Because Pinlin felt like most people would be against it, so he just did it. Before election, they asked him if he was going independent. He told them no. He's recorded saying that. Interview. And then he went and did it. And he just did it. He didn't do no referendum. In any event, just codified it in law. And if you codify that if you're charged with murder, there's no bail, then no judge could go against the Constitution. How about that, Brave? If you serious. But guess what? Brave ain't serious, so it will never happen. Ever. All right? So the phone line is open. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about these natural resources and carbon credits. And I'll leave the phone line open. If you have questions about the natural resources, carbon credit, you want suggestions on crime or whatever it is you want to talk about, I just want you to be able to participate in this. And the reason I do this every week is because some people say, Lincoln, you need to talk about this. Lincoln, you need to talk about that. You need to address this. I open the line so you could address whatever you want. The line is open to you. I know you want to say, oh, nah, I don't want them hearing my voice. I don't want to hear me say it. You want them to hear me saying that? You want me to put myself out there, which I'm doing. I have no problem doing. But if it's concerning you, we need to start having the courage as a people to speak out against things. Let's go to the phone lines. Good evening, you're live.
Yes, good evening.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, I'm on the topic of the illegal immigrants with those the illegal immigrants with the working on these sites. I know I follow your show, and I know that what I have discovered that when you said that the Bahamians are going to get $100,000 and we don't need to work, we could use the Haitians still, and we'll be benefiting of our land, our natural resources, and whatever they would be the employees. But to me, the government is reversing that. Because
You're breaking up.
The Haitians are actually taking our crown land, and they're taking our work, they're taking jobs, and eventually we're going to be working for them. And this is what's happening. And for those contractors, I know back then in the doctor when I talk, when I listen to they can see why the Haitians are working better than the a lot of them now have not. So I hope these contractors observe what is happening. Even in the workplace, when these Popeyes and different places you go, they go with an attitude. The service industry is deplorable because of persons that they have working in these places. These people are actually laughing in your face. The Bahamians don't do that. Yeah. And there's one thing that I think we as Bahamians need to fight for right now, our identity. Yes. These surnames that they are granting to these illegal immigrants, it needs to stop. And every Bahamian has a surname. When you see your surname in the papers, I think Bahamians need to start protesting it. They need to stop it because a lot of things are happening in the United States and they're blaming it as Bahamians. You know why? Because we are black. If we were white and they were black, you could identify who is who. But most of the things that is happening in this country is happening because of them. I don't care what nobody says. And Bahamians need to get up and stand up and fight. Stop standing behind these Facebook pages and talking about be with you. When you going to be with yourself? Bahamians got to stand up and be for themselves. Now, that's we support you, Mr. Ben. We with you. We agree with you. But what are you going to do? Yeah. You know, so a lot of things right now, I looking at what you had said about the $100,000. I'm looking at how it benefits them. Everything has been reversed. Okay? We have them employed, but they now employing us. Yep. We're supposed to get crown land. They now getting crown land. Can't you read between the lines what the government is doing? When are the Bahamian people going to wake up and smell the coffee?
Thanks for your call.
Get organized and get ready.
Thanks for your call. Good evening, you're live.
Good night, my president. How are you?
I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm great. What every Bahamian have to realize, when they put the article in the papers giving notice to change the name, look at the date. The date is always expired. Say, for instance, if the deadline is to 28, they're going to put it in Thursday's paper. So that's like 3 days away. And they've been doing that for years. So by the time you go ahead and apply, they're going to say, oh, you applied after the date. And they've been doing that for years. So people have to take notice. But like I say, in the New Bahamas, we're going to have to go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to get information like how they did in DR. DR sent so many people back, and they had to do this and they had to do that and go ahead. And their constitution says they would always be Haitians. So it's not us being xenophobic to say we hate them, but you have to deal within the law. And that's where the problem lies, because so many people are just corrupt and they feel it's okay.
Yeah.
The other day where I lived, they had big breakdown and carrying on and stuff like that. And I went over there and said, listen here, this is a quiet neighborhood. Yes, Stockpot saying Marbule, all these different stuff you're saying at the end there. I said, girlfriend, please calm down. I ain't to that. After half an hour, just non-stop carrying on and stuff, I had to go outside and I had to let them know, listen, this is a quiet area. And I don't know what they were saying, but at the end of the day, she went ahead and she walked away and gone whatever. I said, I ain't scared. I would never be scared to go anywhere in my country. And I would respect you if you respect me. But you can't feel at the end of the day you can do something and I'm not going to say anything. No. Anybody run me or my area.
Yeah. Thanks for your call.
Yeah, you take care.
All right. Yeah. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995. It's on the screen. we continue those conversations. I want to touch on this natural resources and carbon credits thing. There was this guy called Francois, or I think it's Francois Swansuris. I don't know what his last name is. He did a live, I'm told, over the weekend. Someone sent a link to me. And basically, he says he's an environmentalist. So he was, I guess, with NDP or who those people are. And basically, they were trying to ask him if we could make $100,000, and his answer is no. The idea of the $100,000 did not come from Bahamian Evolution or Lincoln Bain or COI. The idea came from the PLP and the union leaders who put this thing together. They investigated the Aragonite, and they saw it from the Aragonite alone. Every Bahamian household could get $100,000. I've shown you the documents on that over and over and over. If you need me to show you again, I can. And they came up with this $100,000 per household, and we realized based on our research that it could actually be more. And that's where this really came from. So it didn't come from us with some election ploy. It came from them. I'll go to the phone lines first before I continue. Good evening, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. Bain. How are you, sir?
I am awesome, man. How you doing?
Great. Everything is good. You know, as you speak on this issue with crime and why our government aren't doing anything about it, I was a few weeks ago, I was listening to this Bahamian on one of his Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
This guy by the name of Selvin Mateus, I call his name, because he has a live Facebook page out there. And this guy, he is actually a whistleblower. And he had to run, according to his testimony that he's giving online, and exposing some dirt that is in our government, and our government officials are in it, even the political government official. He called some names. He also called the name of our prime minister.
Mm-hmm.
And this gentleman said that he had to run from Bimini for his life, and he is in the U.S. now. And his Facebook page is up, so you can go there, and anybody from the Bahamas can go there and see it for himself. As you watch it, you would see exactly what I'm saying. It is what he said. So it is alleged that the politicians are the ones who are co-hosting these criminal activities. He even talks about actually some murders that went down, and he was aware of it because he was in the gang. And he's saying that a lot of these robberies and murders are organized by politicians.
Yes.
And he called a few names. He actually went as far as call names of these politicians who have this ring going on. And this guy, the amount of names that he called with politicians and also the people who were involved in it, I thought it strange that why would this young Bahamian put himself to such a risk, where he are calling names of the gang leaders, he are calling names of people who actually committed the murders and committed crimes, and he are calling the names of these politicians who set it up. And there is not just one case that he stated. He stated many cases. So I said, if this is the truth, as it is alleged, if this is so, then this probably is why we in the Bahamas are facing all of these crimes. This probably is why the criminal has no respect for our laws, because our politicians are the one actually behind them. And as he spoke, he said also about how the money is being circulated, and he had to run for his life because they threatened to kill him.
Yeah.
And he mentioned how he mentioned Chester Cooper. He mentioned our Prime Minister, Brave Davis. He mentioned a few others. I don't remember all of them that he mentioned, but I know that he mentioned Chester Cooper. He mentioned the Prime Minister. this guy, he rattled out a whole lot of names. Now, I am saying, perhaps this is a whistleblower, and perhaps what this guy is saying has some truth to it. And he is even, if you go on his site, the U.S. The federal officers of the U.S., they are also on his page, so they are watching his page. There are some people that are watching this guy's page, and this fella, he is blotting out a whole lot of things. His name is Selvin Mateus. Selvin Mateus. That's his name on the Facebook page.
I know who he is.
So, yeah. So I am saying now, if there be any truth to what this gentleman is saying, this country is in deep corruption, because what he is talking about, he is saying it is coming from our politicians.
I actually had a conversation with him before. You know, people from all walks of life call me, you know, with their issues and stuff they're going through. A lot of people who are being victimized by police. I had another fellow who had to leave town. He just won a case in the U.S. because they was trying, government persons who were trying to kill him, was trying to get him brought back to the Bahamas. And he won a case over there recently, in December, over them. So now he's getting asylum status in the U.S. Because persons here in authority, I won't call their names, they were trying to get him, and he had the evidence and proof and everything, and that's how he got asylum. It's a similar kind of situation, but he has evidence and proof of what he is saying, and so they gave him asylum in the U.S. And it's this present administration that he was fleeing from, and it was giving him issues. A lot of them do dirt with the politicians, and then the politicians turn on them. You see, Nanny got extradited, and you see a lot of stuff happen. The politicians turn on them. Remember Tyrone Fowler and what happened with him. But there's a lot of persons. Now, Mateus, I did have a conversation with him, and the thing with me is I only speak when I have evidence. And so I believe the words that he is saying, based on the information that he can give you, is very credible based on other stuff that I know and can put together. I believe what he is saying. All right. I believe what he is saying is credible. It's just that Lincoln Bean, never talks about anything unless I have the evidence. And I asked him to produce the evidence, which so far has not been able to happen. He did send some screenshots or something, and then he deleted it. But I don't have the evidence, so I don't speak to what I don't know. Everyone who knows me right now know when I open my mouth, you could take that to the bank. All right. But if someone's coming to me and they just want me to repeat something or about someone or whatever, I don't do that. I have to have proper evidence before I speak. Again, I will say that the words that he said to me, I can't speak to what he's saying on Facebook, but the words he said to me is credible. What he went through. He said things about Brave Davis, about Wayne Monroe and other things. Is very credible. He was even being housed, and he got afraid and had to leave because there was threats. All right. Not necessarily by those people who name I just called, but there was a threat why he jumped on a boat and smuggled over on a speedboat. I have the video of that. He smuggled over on a speedboat with Haitians who was being smuggled over to Florida, and that's how he got away. But the politicians are the reason we have a crime problem, and the reason they don't ever really focus on crime. And so we could beat back and forth, PLPF and them all you want. But when minutes say Togi and Bobo come to his house to give him fish, and they'll be in his house, you can't go to Minnie's house. How the criminals could go to Minnie's house?
Wow.
Think about that. That's the prime minister of the country, you know. You don't have access to him. If he come to a building, they shut that building down and you can't get in. But these fellas could come to his house while he's prime minister. And this is after the murder for hire plot thing that Pintard had to step down, that alleged thing that Pintard had to step down for. After that, These same characters in your house, they just bring you fish. Pintard all hook up with these fellas. Brave Davis all hook up with the same fellas. Brave David, Togi and Bogo, that's Brave Davis people. All of these people are working together as one and making us think that they different and separate. They are brothers and they are working together to rape and rob the Bahamian people. And they are active right now, my brother, trying to set up some other third party and some other people, credible people to come together and form another third force so people can say, oh, let's work with them. See, this one professional, that one did this. Oh, he's known for that. Let's go with them and leave linking them alone. And they want you to go to their puppets. This is serious business for these people, and they will do anything to keep their control and power.
True.
Thank you for your call.
My view of it all, I'm saying is, if a young Bahamian can go to this extent of putting his entire life at risk and making these allegations, that is something that we should not take lightly. That is something that should really be investigated, and to come to the terms of what this gentleman is saying, whether it be true or false. I don't think that it should just be sitting out there. And if our prime minister knows about these allegations that are being made, he should be the one also to organize to investigate that, because his name is being called.
My brother, his name being called with Peter Nygaard and other things, right? Samuel 90 Knowles should have been released back to the Bahamas to serve out the rest of his term. And his time served, because the calculation is different with Bahamas and U.S., would have caused him to be able to be released when he reached here. Why you think the Bahamas government denied him? The Bahamas government, not the U.S., the U.S., because prisoners transfer to the Bahamas all the time because there's less time in the Bahamas. Why the Bahamas government denied Samuel 90 Knowles from coming home? PLP in power.
Wow.
That was your client.
Wow.
From the first year of PLP, Samuel applied and he could have come home. Why they deny him? Plenty of them had loans that they owed this drug dealer that they was borrowing money from. They got rid of him because of how much they owed this man. Remember, they broke the law to get Samuel 90 Knowles out of this country. They broke the law. The judge will just school them and let it go. And they don't let it happen again. Yes. But they broke the law to get rid of him. They use you like they use Hirachi. Took all his money, and then when it's time to give him back his bank, they turn on him and call him a terrorist and all kind of stuff. But the terrorists then started producing checks. But hold on, y'all was taking my money. One female politician that all of us respect was getting money in her niece's name and in a bodyguard name. The next one was getting checked. They was putting in other people's name, and then they turn on them. That's what they do.
And this is why the criminals don't respect us. That's why they don't respect our law. That's why they don't respect governments.
There's no law.
If government will indulge in things like this, then why should I respect you?
Last thing I want to say to you.
When you are coming, I am leaking your mouth every day. The old folks used to say, you play with puppy, puppy's gonna leak your mouth. And so they be playing with these guys. If you're playing with these guys, then how do you expect for them to respect? How do you expect for the criminals on the street to respect the law? They are saying the law is not for them. The law is not for the politicians. The
not
law
when
is
the PLP in power.
For the common people.
I want people to actually listen to that young man. I don't speak to nothing that I don't have the proof of, but he is saying some stuff, and it sounds legitimate to me. I just want to say this to you about the same PLP government, and crime always rises when they come to power. All right? My brother was the first police officer who got the Police Officer of the Year award. He had that airport on lock. No drugs, no money, nothing can move to that airport. He was a phenomenal police officer. All right. And he was awarded. He was, honored. The U.S. government loved him because drugs couldn't move around there. A drug dealer, if I call a drug dealer name, you'll know who it is right away. A drug dealer came up after the PLP won the election in 2002. The drug dealer came to my brother and said, hey, we transferring you. Say, we in power now. We transferring you as far from the airport as possible. All right, my brother said, if you don't get from around here, because he know the U.S. love him, the police force is honoring him and all this kind of stuff. And the next day, my brother got a call. You're being transferred from the airport station to Elizabeth State Police Station.
Wow.
Now, my brother was a police officer voluntarily. He just loved being a police. He's a multi-millionaire. All right? So that's you don't need to work. And so you know what he did? He quit the force. He hadn't signed over yet. He quit. All right? Because he was working on the prime minister. But he was doing this because he loved this country. And what hurt him wasn't being transferred, What hurt him is that the drug dealer came up to him
my Lord,
and told him what the government was going to do.
Wow.
They lost a good police officer. You understand? Someone who really loved this job and was doing it, not because he needed a job. Because he's still a multi-millionaire. He did it. He was doing it because he loved this country. And for the drug dealer to come to him and say, we transfer you as far as possible. So as far as possible from the airport is what? Elizabeth State Police Station?
Yeah. I believe one of the problems is in this Bahamas, we respect our laws, right? But by respecting our laws, we have so much high esteem and respect for our politicians that we cannot even fathom that our politicians would go so far. So we don't have, in other words, we put them on this pedestal as if these people can do no wrong, they can do no harm. Yeah. And that's our trust that we put in them. And they know this. They know that the people trust them. And so what they are actually doing is taking advantage of our trust. Yeah. Anyhow, my brother,
thank you
for
your call.
The fight, man. God bless you and bless the work that you're doing.
All right, God bless you. Yeah, that's my brother. It was 1849, Kelsey Road. Honorable, powerful police officer who don't take no bribe. And that's what the PLP did. That's what the PLP did. The drug dealer came to him. I want to respond quickly to this Francois fella. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Who said Bahamians ain't benefit from their natural resources, carbon credits and all this kind of stuff, saying that we misleading people. But he couldn't say anything that we are saying that is misleading people, of course. Other than he just feel, you ain't getting no $100,000. Of course, they want you to say that. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest way to make money in this country right now is to go out there and speak against the COI and Lincoln Bain. If you want to make some good money right now, and I ain't taking bread of no amount, that's why I don't even answer them, because they Bahamians. And I know some of them just trying to make their little money, so they'll go there and just say any lie and spread any lie. And, they just trying to eat. And so I let them talk and beat up their gum and run on, because real sensible people won't believe them. And you won't believe anyone who is being paid. If the information comes from a paid troll who is paid to lie, why would you even take that as credible? Now, if it comes from a regular Bahamian, that's a different. But a paid troll, only a fool would believe them, and that's one of the reasons I don't really answer them. But one of the biggest ways to make money right now, or get some opportunity or job or whatever, is to attack the COI and Lincoln Bain. Before election, everyone who was out there to attack us got some benefit. Everyone. All right. They got some jobs, some ambassador. You'd have seen Nahaja Black attacking us on a daily basis on the radio. And then they did some, a debate they organized to Brave Them. She got ambassador position. The other fellow was doing the debate with her, got a position at Antiquities. Levin Miller, who was on the TV attacking Levin Miller, attacking us every day, attacking me, attacking the COI, got a position, a contract with Arwa Key. I mean, I could go on and on. What's his name? Rodney Munker got a position, got a contract, $60,000. I mean, you could name these persons and you could just go to the list and you'll see where they got position. You had, what's his name? Oh, Lord. Forget his name now. The Revolution. Vaughn, what was his fella name? Not Vaughn Miller. Vaughn McCartney. Sorry about that. Vaughn, even forget him now. Vaughn McCartney, you know, now he has a position at IRCA, you know, but anyone who was out there to attack us and to bring us down, Randall Jones got a position out there. Clint Watson was used to attack us. At one point, he brought us on because he thought our documentaries hurt the F&M. But then when we started showing the oil and the different stuff with Brave Davis, it's a different story. And they was using him for certain things. He got rewarded with a job. Everyone who's out there with a job to attack us got rewarded. So if you want a reward to sell out your country and you want to look out for you, the best thing to do is attack Lincoln Bain and the COI. You know, we have someone who's a strong part of our team now who was with the PLP before. She was in their war room, and she said she was paid $2,500 a month, and that included attacking me. Like my name would come up in the war room, and that's $2,500 a month. Think about that. That's a lot of money. $600 something. Yeah, that's $600+ that they would get just to make lies and spread lies about me, the COI. You know, they have a call. I'm coming to you right now. They have one cute thing that they're putting out now, right now, saying that I saw someone saying, Charlotte Green and Dr. MacGyver is plotting on Maria because someone wants her position, some nonsense like that. That is absolute falsehood. It was a lie from the absolute pits of hell. I shouldn't even have responded to that, but that's a lie from the pits of hell. Maria was elected to this organization by the people of this organization. She was voted in. And it's the people who will decide if they want Maria or me or anyone else to continue. The people of this organization who have put their blood, sweat, and tears will determine who gets where. Not any individual, not anyone. All right? And so they're afraid because the message the PLP wants to spread is that, Maria and Lincoln is too rough. So they feel that Dr. MacGyver is kind of crafted, intelligent, qualified, and they don't want to see her in position in the party. So they're trying to preempt it by trying to make it look like there's some rift. There's no rift in this party, all right, when it comes to that. And that's what they're afraid of, so they're preempting it. It's an old political strategy. If you don't want it, you tell them, you're going to do this. And so if people does vote for someone else, if I don't even know that Dr. MacGyver wants to run for that, but if someone does vote for someone else, then they could say, see, we tell you all that's what they was. Come on. Good evening, you're live.
Hey, good evening. How you doing, man?
I'm awesome, man.
All right, just want to congratulate you on that cleanup in Abaco. Because right after you came from Abaco and you showed the Bahamian people what's going on, then the immigration went down there and the PLP got praised. And I appreciate what they did by taking your advice, because apparently they're watching your life every time.
Thank you.
All right, so I give hats off to you and what the government did, and listened to you, and they went over there and did something for the Bahamian people. Another thing, I don't know how stupid the police force could be by announcing that the guy shot the wrong person at the gas station. I went to the gas station. Now the people asked him what's the problem. He said he's looking over his shoulders now because the guy might come back. They get the wrong person. You don't even know why the police them gone out there and get that information. You know, now they don't even want to work all the shift, all the hours. I was like, wow, that's stupid.
Yeah.
You know, that I never heard nothing like that.
Yeah.
Y'all parading that they shot the wrong person. So that means he's gonna look for the right person. You know? That's crazy. Another thing. For years, I talked to a sailor.
Just before you go from there, when you see someone could boldly and coldly across the street from the police station, which should be the safest place in the country, across the street police station, walk up to someone and headshot them, you know your country is in trouble. I just wanted to say that.
And they did it while they was doing traffic stop. So they know exactly where they were. So they could have run up there a couple of times without getting catch. Because the whole force is in one area, and then the next one out east in the next area. So they know what they was doing.
Yeah.
You actually helping them. So there was 3 shooting at the same time y'all had heavy force on the streets. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I talked to an old sailor that been coming to the Bahamas for years. And, we had a conversation at the canal, and he was like, listen to me, bro. I 86 now. I've been doing this for years. I've seen all the government came in. And the reason why they haven't, y'all ever wonder why all those yachts out there in the water and no defense force coming up on them? Because the government told them not to touch us. You understand? Because we have restaurants in the U.S. We catching red snappers. He said, y'all just started to know about red snappers 10, 15 years ago, And I thought about it. That's the truth. We used to get gray snappers, grunts, groupers, stuff like that. When we first started catching red snappers, nobody wanted to buy these red snappers because we didn't know what it was. The people in government knew what it was, and that's what he told me. He said, they allow us to take red snapper out of this water for years and send it back, fillet it, and send it back to our restaurants back in New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Miami, for years. And not once the government say, we have gold in our water. Let's teach the Bahamian people. Let's teach them about electric rail. We didn't know nothing but no electric rails, man.
Yeah.
So, you keep doing a good job. And, y'all stopped the dollar driving.
Remember, we was doing election. During election season, we don't do that stuff. But we haven't gotten back to doing that. But if persons want to donate to the party, they can go right to our website. They could donate right there. We have a convention that's coming up soon. So if you want to donate, you want to help out, let me put the links up for everyone who wants to do that. Thanks for reminding me. Because the party got to make money, So
yes, I thought about this. Y'all need to start
one of the links there. You can click on that link wherever you are watching this from. That's another link. So whether you're on Twitter or LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook, those are the links that you can do. So click on the links and donate to the organization, man.
Yes.
So those are the links.
Dollar Drive is very important. It's very easy to access. We always have change. We always have $1, $5. It's very much easier. And another thing I want to tell the people, one last thing before I go. Just about the same property, Lincoln Bain have access to some property, and he gave it to the Bahamian people. The government took the other property, build houses, and trying to take off the Bahamian people and sell it to us so we could be in mortgage and debt.
Yeah.
It shows who have better leadership for the Bahamian people and who have the best interest in Bahamian people, to be honest with you. They are on the same line. They can't move none of Lincoln people, but they're moving everybody else who they could move, who's Bahamian, building houses and putting road and telling you go to the bank, and we're supposed to be happy for that.
And pay our walk homes for the rest of your life.
That's crazy. You 85 and still paying. That makes no sense. Give us some free land, like Turks and Caicos. The people, you don't hear about them. When you go on their side, they always partying. They always having a good time.
In the New Bahamas, every single Bahamian will have their acre of crown land. And that's just what they're entitled to. They could get more. They have a business, they want 10 acres, that's theirs. If they have something to do with the land, it's theirs. If they want 50 acres to do a resort, that's theirs.
And people don't understand that.
Yeah. They say we selling dreams. Thanks for your call, man.
All right, take care.
All right. While the PLP is selling nightmares. So I said what I said earlier. I know we're going over. I'm going to do another 20 minutes or so, for 15, 20 minutes. So I said that to say that, of course, they're going to send a lot of people out who they want you to feel are credible. So they just want to discredit the message that we're putting out there so that you don't think you deserve anything or that this is possible. They don't want you to believe this because that's their biggest weapon, to get you to believe that we can't have nothing. Hold on, me say it's too big. I don't know. That didn't happen. So I wanted to respond to Francois. I wanted to respond to Francois, who did a live. He said things like, this stuff should be discussed in a university, and that's where you should be having the discussion and not on social media and not listening to these people who use this as a political ploy. I can tell you when we found this information and got into this, we were not interested in politics, but we realized very quickly that the government is not going to let us benefit and that we've been being robbed for years. So you want us to sit down, know all this information and do nothing? Let me make you understand something where you say that. This should be discussed in the university. I guess the academics should make a decision on what should happen. Academics are never good businessmen. Let me repeat that. I should say it differently. Academics are seldom good businessmen. They go get all their degrees. They could work in the bank, for years and years and years. They just a worker. How many university professors who are well-known businessmen? You see, the idea of benefiting from our natural resources is a business idea. Empowering Bahamians, giving them the money to invest in the country, to build up the country instead of depending on politicians. The idea should come from the people. We're not giving it to them for them to go and ball. Some will, but we're giving it to those because the ideas are going to come from those who do good. Venture capitalist companies, they know that 90% of the businesses that they invest in are going to fail. But if 1 out of that 10 does good, they can make all that money back. So many people are going to ball. They're going to want to go to the club. So if 9 out of the 10 people want ball and go to the club, you open a club for them. That one could open a club and keep that money circulating. Money don't die. Money circulates like energy. If they want to buy Ferraris, that one is going to be smart enough to open up the Ferrari company. We can sell you Ferrari in every color. Them said want ball them money, I'll take it. Till they start to catch on. But if out of the 150,000 Bahamian adults that's benefited, if only 1,000 of them do things to benefit this country, we have a much better country. And if the 149,000 spends their money with the 1,000, we still have a better country than those that catch themselves and then they start investing and doing better with it. But the ideas must come from the people. But the problem with our country is the people don't have the money to invest. This is what we are promoting. We don't want to give it to you so you vote for us. We want to give it to you so you build a better country because they've been failing us. There's so much dreams that is going to the graveyard. My God. Well, anyway, academics, like Richard Branson said, academics are not the person you go to with an entrepreneurial idea. He said you never go to accountants to decide if a business is the right thing to do. That's Richard Branson. I'll take your call in a minute, call. I just want to get to this, all right? Just give me a sec. Let me just get to this. So based on him saying it should go to the university, yeah, discussions can happen in the university. But let me make this clear for you. When Norway found their oil and they decided what they wanted to decide what to do with it, they didn't go to university, They didn't wait for the academics to tell them, oh, this is what you should do with the oil and pontificate. Pontificate is sit down and do nothing but talk. We need people who are going to know what to do and get it done. You get it? Let me just take this call and I'll continue. Good evening, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. President. Good evening, Mr. President.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, there are so much issues and so much topics that the Bahamian people could call in and deal with at this time. I mean, the live is there for everyone because the live is open. But not that I'm putting my Bahamian brothers and sisters down, but just like you said in the beginning, a lot of people just to want people to recognize their voice. A lot of people behind, not really even behind closed doors, but out in public, if you speak with people one-on-one, they will let you know how much that they are hurting, and they want to change, and they're ready to stand up to make this change. But one of the issues I have is this. When you have Indians downtown going to tell you that your government was not like you because they are selling souvenirs and they have the license to sell souvenirs in the Bahamas, and the straw market is wide open selling the same products that they have. They ask you the question, why would your government do that? Why would they give us license to sell the same thing that you're selling? Why would our government do that to its people? Our government that heartless that Grammy knows they're in the straw market doing their work. Sometimes Grammy knows they don't get no customer for days. They come out with probably like $4 that they haven't seen customers for days.
Yeah.
They set up their stalls and they prepare their stalls and everything. And then the tourists come through already with bags in their hands from the souvenir stores all along Bay Street. Why would our government do that to the people who are trying to provide for their families and their children off to school and all that kind of stuff? Why would our government do that to us? Why?
You know why?
Hospice.
You know why?
Yeah, it's a new breed of greed. Like they said, it's a new breed of greed.
Yeah. Thanks for your call, man.
Yeah.
So, just so you understand, I was losing my train of thought dealing with 7 things one time. Richard Branson said you don't go to the accountant. You know why? Because the accountant is going to tell you every way why it shouldn't work. The accountant does not have an entrepreneurial mindset. They're risk averse, which means everything got to line up for them. All the numbers got to line up and match up. But for entrepreneur, they have to have a risk mindset. And so that's the difference. And that's why Richard Branson and most of those entrepreneurs have that same kind of mindset. Okay? This whole line call. Give me a sec. I won't get through this. With this person and their live, this Francois person telling Bahamians that, you can't get this. All right? So caller still calling. When Norway wanted to go into oil, they didn't go and get the university's permission or just have that conversation there. When Dubai and Qatar, when Dubai wanted to do their plans, they didn't go to the university. They got expert advice, but they took the expert advice for what it was and then decided to take risks. Everyone told Dubai that they were fools for everything they wanted to do. They told them it wouldn't work. Focus on oil. They told Norway the same thing. You got oil? What you worrying about? Don't be doing this other stuff. We're investing in the stock market for. How could you, with sovereign wealth fund, what are you going to do with that? They told Dubai this can't work. What do you want to build the tallest building for? Now Dubai's tourism has tens of millions of people. We still hustling, trying to get to 8 million and bragging like we doing so good. And we've been in tourism for 70 years plus. We right next to the biggest tourist market. And we want to brag and pat ourselves on the shoulder because the cruise ships bringing in 8 million people, 80% of whom don't come off the ship. Everyone told them it couldn't be done. You can't let everyone benefit from what the country is doing. Everyone told Qatar it couldn't be done. Oh, this fella selling dreams. Don't listen to him, Don Muhammad. What are you talking about? Everyone was naysayers all over the world. Even the foreign powers like, yeah, let them go kill themselves. It make no sense. How they can make every citizen rich? It's easy to be a naysayer. If you don't believe or know that something can be done, just sit on the side. And let those who want to try. What do you have to lose? Right now, what do we have to lose by trying something different? Clearly, everything that we have been doing hasn't been working. Do we continue doing the same things that is taking our country down? Do I need to outline how every area of our country doesn't work? When America wanted to go to that gold rush, everyone told them gold and oil rush. They didn't go and discuss it with the university first. I'm not saying not to get professional advice. But when America was the #1 driller of oil in the world when they discovered oil, there weren't all these cars around. It was only, they created a kerosene industry to really deal with this. They weren't making oil, using oil to make clothing and all these other products, plastic and all these other products. They started doing that afterwards. When America wanted to invest in oil, people were like, what y'all doing? It's crazy. This black stuff from, no, what you doing? You just could pollute the country. But it made America great. They benefited and became the world's #1. And then they went into refining the oil so that the other people dig most of the oil, drill most of the oil, and then they refine it, because the Middle East people don't refine it. They do what Dr. Miles say. They drill it, and then the Americans refine it and turn it into gas, turn it into clothing, turn it into polyester, plastic, etc. And this is why we need serious people. While I was watching that live, I heard them saying, oh, see, the carbon credit is worth 154 billion. No, they said it's worth 156 billion worth, which I've been saying. It's worth $156 billion. And you have to monetize it. So if you can find a cave full of gold, you're going to say, oh, that's just a cave full of gold. Yeah, that cave might be worth $1 billion, but that's just what it's worth. You rather have the cave or not have the cave? Don't let these people sit down and tell you that you're worth nothing and that this country is worth nothing and you can't get anything. Their whole message is going to be that you can't get $100,000. They're focusing on this number that the PLP invented, this $100,000 number. That's what their focus is. Just to say, don't listen to them just because we don't think you get $100,000. What if you get $10,000 a year? Complain? You believe you get 10,000? The fella actually said in the live that you could only get 1,000 based on what somebody said. You get $300 million a year. It's nonsense. We can make money from our sand and aragonite. Let's do the math again, since we like math so much. Vaughn Miller, I was going to play these videos, but I ran out of time. Vaughn Miller said $5.4 billion worth is taken from Bahamas Rock. That's just one company doing it. There's so much more. The crane is owned by Brent Simmons and them. Brent Simmons and them want to also mine in Andres. It's billions of dollars more. If that one company can do $5.4 billion, let's say it's $5 billion, right? Just for clean numbers. That's $100,000 for 50,000 people. Think about that. There's 150,000 Bahamians over the age of 21. That's 1/3 from one company. We ain't stopping them from drilling, but we got benefit. Do the math. See, they keep running on with this stuff, but when I talk, I bring facts, proof, evidence of everything I say, documents. But when they talk, they just say, just don't believe him. It can't happen. It can't happen. And they hope people just listen. And I'm showing you reality. That one company is doing $5 billion. That's 1/3. That's $100,000 for 1/3 of us already from that one company. That's just from the limestone that they taken up. You heard Carl Bethel say they're making billions of dollars from our flora and fauna. You heard it? Billions. Let's say that's another $5 billion. That's 2/3 of us. You heard Calcian? Go watch the documentaries. It's right on our website. Look for documentaries. Go watch what Calcian had to say. They say they got 2 billion tons worth that they controlling in just a 500 square mile area. They say the Bahama Bank has 100 billion tons. Let's do the maths, man. We get another 5 billion from that? What about our treasure? Can we get another 5 billion from that? They discovered before election, I think it was 2 days before election, they said they had 13 ships. I was telling y'all about this the whole time, the whole year before election. I was telling everybody about this. They ain't listen to me. I said there's ships in the water. They're looking for it now. They're doing the search. This is the deal that was made. I told everybody. I showed the documentation. They found 13 ships, each worth at least $1 billion. You never heard about it in the news again. I keep showing you the news clippings. But we want to listen to the PLP just saying, don't listen to them. Look at Maria. Look at Lincoln. Oh, see how he said that? You don't like him. We don't like him. Look at what he said. Look how he said it. Look how they dress. Listen to the people who dress good and robbing you. Listen to the people who pontificate well, but they're robbing you. Or you can listen to the person who's telling you the truth. The choice is yours. I ain't gonna lose, I can eat. I'm doing this for my people, but if people don't want it, they don't want it. We gotta fight for this together. Salt. We have 13 salt ponds. Nago is not the only place we have salt pond. We could be the salt capital of the world. We just lack vision, man. And we can let these people come there just because they're hating. Tell us this can't happen. We need a new Bahamas with vision, a vision for the people. Someone says we get over $1 million per year. That's what Philip Brave Davis told me. He said when I came to meet with Philip Dave Davis, he said, Lincoln, this $100,000 you're talking is a joke. He said I may get over $1 million a year. He said I was the Minister of Works. I know. The person who was on the live said, oh, you don't want to start mining the stuff and then you find out you run out of it or you do this and that. Jesus Christ, they are mining it. Just said we ain't getting none of it. Go watch the documentaries, please. If you haven't watched it for a while, go watch it again. You can see something you didn't see the last time. All they want you to do is not believe that you could be free, that we could be empowered. I can't take any more calls today. So much more I want to talk about, but we always run out of time. Someone on that show brought up Elon Musk. Farmers are making money in America from carbon credits. The trees they plant, they're getting paid to plant the tree. They're making more from the carbon credits from the tree than they make from the fruit the tree produces. Vision. Elon Musk can sell Teslas so cheap because he is getting carbon credits from each one that he produces. When we build our huge solar plant in the Bahamas and we start selling power to our neighbors, we get carbon credits, so we can make money from the cheap electricity we sell them because we can sell it at a discounted rate because we're making the money from the carbon credits. Jesus Christ. But believe them. Believe them. They're the ones who've been lying to you saying you have no natural resources. Now they're going to send trolls to try to discredit us. Believe them. Elon Musk makes money from the carbon credits he gets for building each car. Jesus. Someone on that show today is giving facts. Don't confuse opinion with facts. Don't confuse opinion with facts. I give facts. I give documents when I talk. So if someone comes to you giving you information, telling you what can't be done, tell them prove it. Bring your facts. Bring any facts to disprove anything that Lincoln Bain has said. No one has been able to bring any facts to disprove anything that I've said. Someone says, run and tell 8. Man, I got a life, I want to spend some time. I play Roblox with my children. I play Fortnite with my children. I help them do their work. All right. So I got to spend time playing Fortnite with my children. Y'all have me all the time, busy all the time. I got to spend some time. All right. So I love you. I love my country. I'm going to continue to fight. But I got other priorities too. All right. I can't be losing Fortnite. All right. When I play with my daughter and her friends, her friends over there, I got to win. I can't be dropping the gun and all this kind of stuff. All right. I got to know what I'm doing. So they're in the new world. They're in the virtual world. So I got to understand that too as a computer scientist. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a raffle going on. I want to thank all of you who supported. I thank all of you who supported the Grand Bahama, because we got to win Grand Bahama, y'all. That's the key to the new Bahamas. I've been saying it. I want to thank all of you who supported the cookout. The cookout completely sold out. Thank you so very much. Only 2 people scanned the payment thing, by the way. Only 2. 2 people clicked on it. If you want to see the new Bahamas, you got to help us get there. All right. Only 2 people clicked on that or scanned it. So the cookout was totally sold out. I want to thank all of you contributed to that. And I also want to encourage you, in every organization, you always have a few people who are doing everything. You have differences of opinion. Some people want to do something this way, that way. But at the end of the day, it's those people who are willing to put mission over themselves is how success comes. And I want to thank all of you who want to put mission over self. We have lottery tickets, and some people might want to sell it. Some people, whatever. Well, I know the F&M is selling their, not lottery, raffle tickets, and they're selling it on every island right now. And we're doing the same thing. All right. So they're giving away a car, we're giving away a car. And so we have to operate on their level if we're going to take this country over. So for those who are willing, let's continue with this fight. Let's continue moving forward. There's no looking back. We are moving forward 100%. All right. And so thank you for those in Grand Bahama who helped with the fundraiser. We got bills over there. We got office and all this kind of stuff going on. Thank you. We have a raffle coming up. We got to support the movement. People saying, oh, you need to go to this island, you need to go to that island, you need to do this, you need to do that. We can only do it if you assist us in doing it. All right. It's just like everybody. All right. So all of them have to raise money. When you go to the carnival every year, you are supporting the Progressive Liberal Party. That's their little sneaky business they put together. They make 50%. So they was charging children $5 at the gate. $2.50 was going to the PLP. Does $10 at the gate or whatever it was. I didn't go, so I don't know exactly what it was. $5 go to the PLP. So for everyone who walk in the gate, the PLP makes money. That's how they raise money. Everyone who played a game, the PLP gets a part of it. In fact, they also sell the teddy bears. I worked there for 4 years. They sell the teddy bears to the games. And so the game has to buy the teddy bears from them, and they get half of the proceeds. All right? That's how much the PLP making from you going to the carnival. All right? They have their fundraisers. So we have to do the same thing. You have to help us get this done. The office is open every day now, Monday to Friday. Every day. I think it's 10 to 3. I think that's what it is. So someone who knows could put it up there exactly. It's open every day. Someone is hired working in there. So you can come in, you can make your donation, or you can just go online and make it simple. Whatever you need. Come get your lottery tickets. If you can't buy it, come sell some books. All right? But we got to make this happen. We got to win this. We had to go toe-to-toe with them. In the last by-election, we had to go toe-to-toe with them. And so we're going to have to continue to do that. We need your help in getting this done. All right? Someone says, Lincoln, I have no idea how to operate QR codes. So there's a link, so you don't have to do the code. So with the QR code, you just scan it. Go to your phone's camera. Someone just scanned it again, I think. Go to your phone's camera, and then just point your phone camera at it, and it'll show you. You can click on it, and it'll take you straight there. All right. So there's a link. You see the link popping up now. It can pop up on all of your screens all over social media. These are the two links. So either you can scan it or click on those donate today links that you see there, okay? So just click on any of those links, all right? So you don't have to worry about the scanning the QR code. Just click on the link and make a donation, all right? Make a donation, any one of those links. There's two different ones. One is GoFundMe, and the other one is it goes directly here with credit card, all right? Or just go to the office. Let's get this done. If you want to help, go to the office. Let them know you want to volunteer. You want to help. You got to get organized. We got to win this battle. All right. We're not perfect people. God has never picked perfect people. We're gonna make mistakes. You know, we're gonna have a misstep here and there. You know, we're not perfect people. But I know one thing: all of us love this country, and we love our people. That's why we're doing this. All right. So thank you all for tuning in. There's so much more information I wanted to give you all, but I got to stop there for now. See you next Sunday. So I'm not doing Tuesdays for now. I have a lot of work to do. So I'm just doing Sundays for now. If Super Bowl is next Sunday, so whenever the Super Bowl is, I won't do that Sunday. All right. I'll do the Tuesday that week. So I don't know if that's next Sunday yet. I haven't been paying attention, just been working for y'all. All right. So, but I'm doing Sundays for now, and there's a lot of information out there. I really want to teach Bahamian people what their value is. And some people think that we're doing this because we want to get in office. No, we're doing this because we want to empower Bahamians, man. We don't want the power. We want to give the Bahamas the power to the Bahamian people. Is that too much to ask? And they can attack us, you know. They come up with all kind of stuff. But you all stay focused. Don't listen to paid trolls. They will make you feel like that's how the Bahamian people feel. No, that's paid trolls. They paid to lie. They paid to twist everything we say. If they find a typo we make anywhere in a message, they get stressed out like that's the end of the world. If you're making February 11th as a Super Bowl, okay. So thank you for that. And then after that, you know, is the February 11th. Okay, that's 2 weeks from now. So next week we'll be on a Sunday, and after that we'll do the Tuesday. All right. But we got a lot to learn. There's a lot to teach you in a short period of time, but only a certain amount of time we have. Scan the QR code or click on the link. Help fund this movement. That's how we're gonna win. We're gonna beat them. We're gonna take this country and give it back to you. We're gonna have a real hospital. We're going to have roads that are paved because the communities are going to have their own budget to pave their own roads. How about that? This is what we're pushing, not money. We're pushing that we could have a country that works and is not based on corruption and crime. Bahamians, we shall rise. We shall rise. They're trying to replace us, but we shall rise. We will not lose this battle. God has set us aside as a remnant, as a chosen people for this very hour and this very day. This land will not be taken from us. They cannot have it. They will not have it. He is only waiting for Bahamians to stand up and possess what is theirs. We shall rise. A new generation of Bahamians that they have never seen before. An educated Bahamian, a determined Bahamian, a bold Bahamian. We shall rise. And no one from the north, or from the South, or no political enemies from within will sell out this land. And whatever the enemy takes from us, we are going to take back. Stand with me. That is all I ask. Their covering is gone. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid to stand up for your country. Don't be afraid to stand up. Stand with me as we take this country back. If you want to be a candidate for the COI, we are interviewing candidates on a daily basis. Go to our website and fill out the candidate's application, and we will interview you. Stand with us. If you want to finance the cause, come in and let's get this done. Let's give this country back to our Bahamians, all Bahamians. We are about to rise. So all of our oligarchs, whether they are white or black, FNMs and PLP from the old guard, I hope you all made enough money, because now we coming for ours. We ain't coming asking for nothing. We ain't coming begging for nothing. Get off those lines, Bahamians. We are not beggars. We are owners. We are the sons and daughters of the King. And we are kings. We will no longer be degraded, begging for a backpack and begging for a book, begging for a $50 coupon. We are kings. We are the royalty. Stand with me, Bahamas. This is your last chance. After this election, that's going to be it. And that's going to be all. Stand for something or lose everything. We shall rise.